It is Wednesday, my dudes. My name is Dean.
And my name is Tyler. And we've got a different kind of episode here for you today.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at the impact of maybe not just necessarily 13.12, but like just the since they had the big item overhaul, right? We're just going to check in on champions.
Yeah.
What's OP, what's not OP, what's like hitting the dirt. This kind of came out of the idea that, or the idea that Asler actually suggested. And if you guys haven't been seeing anything in your solo games, like every AP champion or every champion that can build AP is literally building static shiv.
Yep.
And it's pretty gross. And yeah, it's 100% getting nerfed next patch.
Right.
But yeah, it's pretty gross. So we're gonna be looking at that too. And then I'm trying to think. I guess I'll say this at the beginning because we just talked about this. We still haven't figured out a set date for our next stream, which will be like for my birthday, whatever. Honestly, it's almost been 2 years since we've been doing this too. Which is wild.
It's almost been it's kind
just
of
about but we're gonna do something insane on top of the normal like RP giveaway things. We're thinking about giving away a copy of Diablo 4. So we want to try to do this with as many people as possible. So if you all want a chance to win like Diablo 4, stay tuned and start telling people, because it's gonna be nuts. I've never given away a game like that, so I think that'd be really fun.
Agreed.
So yeah, we're still trying to figure out a date. But get stoked on that. We'll put up another like mini episode giving all the details. I want to go ham aside from the giveaway, but I want to go ham. I want to do some 1v1 tournaments. I want Tyler and I to cast some games. We want to play some games.
Yeah.
I want to go ham on this, and it's going to be awesome and big prizes. So make sure you guys are in the Discord. Hit the link tree in the bio. Come hang out in the Discord. You get all the updates there. Probably be making some posts there coming up too.
Yeah.
About any additional information. So it's going to be big. It's going to be fun.
I think everyone's going to have a good time. I think we're set for a good one. So
yeah. No, yeah. We don't do them that often. I always say, oh, I'm going to stream, but work like whoops my ass. I'm sure work whoops Tyler's ass too. A lot of the weeks we get tired.
Yeah. Yes.
And plus we're trying to do things on the weekend. So,
right.
So unfortunately, yeah, if we have it less streams, but maybe, every
better
once
streams.
in a while they'll be better. They'll have giveaways. We just, you know what I mean. So
yep.
Make sure to join the Discord to stay tuned for additional information. All right, let's do it. Let's start with LeBlanc, because this is the biggest. I don't want to say abuser.
No, this is just the biggest one that's been uncovered, right?
So I realize why it's so, and you mentioned it with the with how they're nerfing it, but this was the biggest reason why it's so OP on LeBlanc. Her dash, her W counts as the recharge rate.
Yes.
And I didn't realize that, and I saw that, and I'm like, holy shit. So I think I was watching actually Lorlo the other night was playing it, and you just like walk up, get the auto attack off, static shiv procs, you W forward, and then you W back, and it's back up again.
It's fucking stupid. Excuse me. And I know a lot of people are pairing this with Essence Reaver, and like, so not only that, you're getting a Sheen. If you don't go Essence Reaver, you go Lich Bane, you still get that Sheen hit. And that's like arguably what makes it so fucking disgusting is like I think you W Q W R W. I don't remember the exact combo, but
you good?
I think it's W Q W back, and then you RW again, and you can like basically one shot somebody in the matter of like 0.5 seconds, just with how fast the dash is or the blink is or whatever. So yeah.
Well, the other thing too is LeBlanc doesn't have wave clear,
right?
Or at least early on. I mean, once you get 5 ranks in distortion, you can like one tap the wave.
Sure.
But if you rush static shiv first. I'm looking at her win rate right now. She's sitting at a 50% win rate, but the core build with a 54% win rate is static into Sork Boots and then Night Harvester. and then it's just full AP from there.
Right.
With the Lich Bane, so that one auto attack
really fucking
hits.
hurts.
And they're going fleet footwork. They're not even going like electrocute. It's all yellow tree, just for the extra sustain and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty. They're nerfing it, and I think they're nerfing it. What it said is, well, the base damage or the AP ratio I think is going down, and then the interaction between dashes.
It should be going away.
And the recharge, yeah, it'll be, or they'll increase the distance, or I don't know.
They hadn't quite lined it out. I saw it from Spider Axe, and it looked like it was like I'll
bring it up right now.
Yeah, so I was like, I gotta find it now. It looked like it was a communication from somebody, and I was like, oh, okay. It just said static shiv nerf, minion damage AP ratio reduced from 125% to 85%. Should also have a stacking nerf for dashes.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. This is very abusable. I feel like, I mean, not everyone's gonna know the like ins and outs of LeBlanc. She might be a little too intense, but I mean, like, I feel like a lot of, we haven't even seen it in Pro, or we saw it in LE. I think LEC played it, but I'm sure this week we'll probably be seeing it in LCS.
Probably.
Just very mobile champion that suffered from low wave clear. That is completely fixed now.
A champion that like wasn't picked that often unless you like wanted an AP assassin, right? Like, even then, she was pretty. Where was she at? Just like win rate wise or pick rate wise. Okay, so dating back to the 19th of May, she had.
Yeah, I see that fucking massive increase.
She had about a 4% pick rate,
and it shot to 17.
Yeah,
like 16.
Yeah, that's telling of what the fuck is going on now, isn't it? Her ban rate's also shot up too from like an 8% to fucking 16%. Double. So yeah,
it's crazy because I mean, there's other champions that can use this item or use it. I've seen on this the tier list that Asler posted here, Zeri, Akali seems like really stupid on it. Ezreal, of course, that champion can build anything. Kale benefits both,
right?
From both ratios. Trying to think. I've seen it on Fizz, and
it actually makes more sense on Fizz in terms of like a champion that might use that item, right?
Mm-hmm. Just for the auto attack,
right? Like, here's a champion that like has buffed auto attacks more or less, so like I get it. I can totally see that. And another champion that struggles with wave clear that might want something wave clear. Like, I would like to see this item. This shouldn't be in the hands of a LeBlanc. Let me put it that way. But like, I would like to see this item in the hands of maybe a more. How do I put it? Like a more.
Kind of like auto attack centered, like
I don't know, like I could see like a Corki maybe with it, but like I think Fizz is like the perfect example of like, here's a champion that should, like, maybe it's not a core build, maybe it's like a situational item, but that could work very well for this champion and unlock him in other ways, right? And Fizz is, for a very long time, Fizz has not been a very popular or half decent champion to play in most cases. I think that's just due to the release of a lot of other champions. It makes it a lot more difficult to play Fizz. Not a lot of people play him. Like when we first started the game, everyone was fucking playing Fizz, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, he was one of, I feel like, the few champions that had some bullshit ability. Now every champion has a bullshit ability.
Right, no, that's exactly it. Is he had Playful Trickster, which was the most bullshit, but you nailed it right on the head. It's like, now there's so many champions with bullshit that it doesn't, like, okay, Fizz, whatever. Not that big a deal. I could deal with that bullshit, you know?
So, like I said, we're looking at champion win rates and then item pick rates. So while we're on Static Shiv and we're looking at this list, Kaisa is another very good champion. Again, hybrid build.
Right.
Looks like another. She got a what did I read here? Plus 2% win rate. Let me go back and double check what the actual buff she is that she received. Or was it?
Not only did she get a 2%, like almost 2.5% win rate boost, but she also got almost a 7% pick rate boost. Also being picked.
Do you want to take a guess? Do you remember what her changes were?
It was to make her Q activation more smooth, right?
Uh-uh. On 13.12.
Yeah, was that? I swear to God, it was to make her Q activation more smooth.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. But yeah, right. Okay. No, you're right.
Yeah. It was her attack
But
damage growth, right? Because it just was
point
trying to make
6.
her. Yeah, but the reason she's up so high is the static shiv, right?
Yeah, because I mean we're building Rage Blade. It looks like it's more AP. Well, I mean it makes sense if it's more AP
Sure.
centered just for that. But like,
Sure.
god damn, Shiv into Rage Blade, and then either Hurricane. Hurricane does magic damage too, or Nashers.
Right.
Now, I curious. So now she doesn't have to Stormrazor. So I'm curious if this is giving her enough. If just because it'd be okay. Well, Static Shiv gives 45 AD, and this gives 30 AD. So 75, and then she gets 2.6 per level.
So I believe the notes say by level instead of level 11. So you'll have a Dorn's Blade also. You should get it at level 9 with Stormrazor, Pickaxe, Dorn's Blade.
Right, but
and
no
one
one's picking
adaptive.
Stormrazor. Is what I'm getting at.
But so what Stormrazor is at 65 AD?
So I'm saying with this Static Shiv Rage Blade build, is she not evolving her Q until much? It's going to be much later.
I would think. I gotta find. I don't remember how much.
Because 45
Stormrazor.
45 AD from Static, 30 from Rage Blade, so that's 75.
Stormrazor's only 50.
So be because it would be Stormrazor into Rage Blade.
Right. So it said
That's 80.
Their notes say at level 9. So what's 2.6 times 8 plus her
Well,
base?
it's just
right.
Well, if we call it 10, it's 26. So it's like.
So yeah, it's about 20. So they're saying that's 20.8 at level 9 is her growth. So that counts, I guess, as bonus. Or actually, doesn't count, but that counts towards her thing. So you're getting about 21. Let's just say 21 to round it out, make it easy, from the things at level 9 plus 45 AD. So that's 61.
Static Shiv, okay.
Plus 30, that's 91. So yeah, you're just gonna get it a level later or so, a level or two later.
That's interesting. I wonder.
You're probably taking the E just because you can. At that point, you'll have so much attack speed.
Probably. Yeah, it'll probably be the E that'll evolve first.
Yeah, because you're getting 25% from Static, 25% from Ginsu's, 35% from Zerkers, and another.
Well, 100 from Nashers is just.
Right, I was looking at 40 from Runans, but yeah, Nashers will pretty much get it too. 100 of Nashers will get you your W.
Yeah.
Runans will get you your E, and then you'll just get your Q.
So see, that's crazy. So
I think you're gonna. No, you know what? They must go E because if you're trying to get the static shiv proc, you can move faster with the E and stack up your energize faster. So yeah, you probably are going E first. Thinking about it, and then you don't have to worry about the Q for wave clear, right? Because the shiv's gonna clear the wave. So that actually makes sense.
I wonder what they do is they lower the AP ratios on Kaisa if this is like too problematic.
They could.
That's so bullshit, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy too because like they're not changing. Like the proposed change for Shiv coming up is not to reduce the ratio and damage it does to champions. It's just to minions.
I thought it was just the AP ratio.
It just said
for Shiv.
Minion damage AP ratio reduced from 125 to 85%.
Okay.
Which is weird. It's like, so it's still, I mean, LeBlanc will still be able to make use of it. Like Static Shiv LeBlanc will still be a thing. If that's the change that ends up going through, Static Shiv LeBlanc will still be a thing because she can still pop champions that way, right? But she's not gonna be able to clear a wave quite as well, and that's only really a 30% AP ratio hit. And I don't think she really gives a flying fuck. Like,
I think it might be enough to not. I could see it in a world where it's not being rushed. But like at that point, I don't think you're gonna build this. I feel like you either build this item first or you don't on champions like LeBlanc.
Right.
Like if I'm going to I have my mythic like Ludens and then whatchamacallit. not Horizon Focus. What the fuck is the armor pen or the magic pen one? It deals
Oh,
extra
Shadow
damage
Flame?
to shields. So you have like that, and then it's like, oh, am I gonna go Death Cap or Static Shiv at that point? Like, I'm gonna go Death Cap. For a little extra gold, like, feel like it wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I agree. Yeah, it's just where you shift it and when it's being built, right? And so you might have a point about it not being rushable. That might be a big thing. So
Plus, it's like by the time you go to build it, it's gonna be laning phase is gonna be over, unless
right,
you're gonna like commit to some kind of split push, which could potentially work.
right. I mean, you could play Hullbreaker Yoni with Static Shiv. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Right, you stop it right now.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, there is a world where it could be an item, even with the 85% AP ratio on that, could be an item for split pushers to build. Would suck to see some of the champions that I'm not even thinking about that could use it not ever get the light of day to use it, but we also can't just have LeBlanc running rampant, clearing waves and blowing people up, and like not really having to use any skill to do so, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, Shiv is the big one here. I wanted to. So that was actually not even the most popular item we got on League of Graphs here.
Right.
We just discovered this website.
Hey, graphs, baby.
So we're looking at global. And I guess you can click it only mythics too, huh?
Yeah, you can click only mythics too. I didn't do that yet, but the most popular item, obviously, Zoni's Hourglass, because everybody builds fucking stopwatch. I fucking hate stopwatch and stasis. I wish they'd get rid of it. But surprisingly, underneath that in popularity was Cleaver, and I was trying to figure out like how do you justify that, and like win rate wise is really high up there too, right?
55, yeah.
Yeah, 55% win rate on Cleaver. I'm like, who's playing champions that are building Cleaver right now? A lot of those top lane champions are being played as tanks. I'm not really seeing fighters go into tanks unless it's like Darius, which is like a common champion to go into a tank, maybe, you know. And he's the only one I can think of that's using Cleaver. I haven't really seen a whole lot of Aatroxes. They're Cleaver users. Olaf's not really. Who else am I forgetting?
I'm looking at maybe Renekton.
Well, Renekton. I haven't seen a whole lot of those either, but yeah, maybe. So yeah, I'm like, damn, for an 8.3% popularity rate, like who is building this item? Who's being played that's building this? It's interesting.
So I'm clicking on her actual to look at her kill, but I know Kindred has been being played a lot. She's one of the. And at least in pro play, I've seen like Blabber. I've seen him building Black Cleaver.
Sure. That's basically flat penetrations, a lot of health to help her out.
Cooldown reduction.
Right.
It's a very nice item. A lot of HP.
Right. That's what I'm looking at. 50 attack damage, 400 health, 30 ability haste, and then you have it's a flat penetration. And it's not just for you; it's for everybody. Like kind of like it seems to be the thing, like too, like a lot of even shroud in pro play as well.
Oh yeah, it's cheap as shit.
Right, but
why wouldn't you build it?
That's one of those again. Is here's a reduction. I call it flat penetration, but it's a reduction, a resistance reduction that gets to be used by everybody instead of just one person. Whereas like a Lord Dom's like that's me, and I get to penetrate through 35% of their armor. You know.
Yeah, the mid lane like support builds are.
There's something
are coming up.
There's something.
Like, I mean, we even saw it before the item changes on that big patch at MSI. We were seeing people play Nautilus mid, going support items, and it's even better now, obviously because they're cheaper.
Right.
But I'm looking at jungle. There are so many the top 4 champions are carry junglers.
Are they?
So Kindred, Rek'Sai, Rengar, Kha'Zix. So you don't need a damage threat from the mid lane.
No.
You have someone that's going to enable them, increase their damage output, and then they're going to come in and, reap all the rewards.
Right.
Especially with a champion like Kindred, that's so feast or famine that you need to get going. I mean, a fucking Nautilus mid, that's just freelo. I feel like just set up and get fucking kills.
Nico's another one of those, like, She is a burst mage, but like she's a very supportive style champion too, with the sheer amount of CC she offers and the kind of games she gets to play with her passive, right? And so yes, she has damage, but like she's also a very good just a CC bot in general, like just a good playmaker in that regard. Just to your point of like you don't need damage to come out of there. Like yes, it's helpful, but you don't necessarily need all the damage in the world. You kind of want someone who's going to be able to fight with the squad, you know, or set things up, facilitate good
No,
fights.
right.
And I think Nico actually just specifically has, let's see,
She has a high win rate mid.
her mid win rate is 53.86% with a 49.9% pick rate.
S plus, okay.
Right. She has a 27% pick rate in support with almost a 52% win rate. So that's actually pretty good. She has a 31% ban rate.
That's pretty fat. No
Right.
I mean, I don't blame them.
Right.
They don't want to see this champion. Okay, so her jungle is hurting a little bit. 49% win rate.
Right, but 49.94, that's right about 50. I can't hate on that if she's excelling in other areas, which she definitely is. So it's not too far-fetched. But again, I think she's also just a decent jungler just because of the mind game she plays. So it just depends, I think, on your team comp. And I think sometimes people rely on a lot of damage from burst mages.
No, you're right. So let's see. We're kind of all over the place on this one, people. But one thing I've been bringing up recently, if you click on only mythic items for the global win rates, Gale Force is there's no other, like, we'll call them, quote, aside from the next one down is Rageblade, is what I've been getting at. There's no Infinity Edge, and then you don't even see Navori.
Right.
It's way down there. Okay, 2.6% popularity. So, and again, this is worldwide, people. This is a fairly large amount of people, statistics based off of. But Gale Force is like supremely.
It's Gale Force and the Triforce.
I mean, I'm not even Triforce is even meant for. I mean, I guess you could argue like Sheen users like Ezreal or something. What
about Ashe ADC with fucking Triforce? That's fucking disgusting.
Oh my god! I'm talking about like at least crit focus.
The Ashe ADC. No, I'm just kidding.
it's so much better.
No. In terms of crit items, you're right. Gale Force is taking the cake, and it's not even fucking close.
It's
weird.
The shuffle around of the flat 7% movement speed, and then the increased damage. They buffed it with the crit scaling on the active.
Right.
And then even the mythic passive got changed because it used to be the movement speed.
Yep.
Now it's just a flat AD. I want to... How much... I can't even... Let me go down. Okay, Infinity Edge is at a 2.2% popularity. Still has a decent win rate.
Right.
But like...
Same thing with Navori.
But like, man, I always like looking at popularity over the actual win rate.
Yeah, Navori's in a very similar spot with a very similar win rate. 52.6 for IE, 52.7 for Navori. But I feel like, at least for Navori, that one is a little bit more niche because it depends on what champion you're playing, right? Like, am I playing a caster champion than like a spellcasting champion? Then I'm probably gonna opt for Navori as opposed to IE.
Wonderful segue about Navori because we're looking at win rates again.
Yeah.
Sivir got bumped up a little bit.
She did.
She got, and that's a very good Navori user.
Right.
She, I think she got her W, the total AD on the bouncing blades. I think got increased. I think that's what they did.
I can look and tell you because I have the patch notes up.
Yeah, Navori is just like right out the best item for her. Just your W is like perma up.
Yeah, it was a 5% increase at all ranks for the bounce damage, and they dropped her 80 growth by 0.3.
Okay, so it was more of an adjustment, but win rate went up 1%, pick rate went up, ban rate went up a little bit.
Sure.
Still, what is she, a C tier? She's not even the best AD.
No, I wouldn't. As I say, I wouldn't even think about picking this champion or banning this champion, so I'm not even sure who is banning her, but
very curious. Let me see. Hold on, let me look at ADs. Okay, so Ezreal is still supreme. Let me see.
Ash is pretty
He's
strong.
strong.
At least when I play with purple ashes, seem very strong.
I wanted to. I'm just going down and look at champions that will be primarily using Navori, and I don't. I mean, okay, what I'm doing, because I looked, Ezreal obviously can use it, but his most popular is Trinity Force.
Right.
So I'm looking at champions that, like, that's their item. Like, Lucian is probably.
Yeah.
But I'm
He
looking.
dropped off a little bit too.
Yeah, I'm scrolling down to find Lucian. He's at a C tier. His win rate's 49%. So, like, the top ADCs, maybe, like, give or take 2. What is Draven building? I think is he still building lethality?
That's a good question. What is Draven building?
It says even Draven's building Trinity Force. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, he uses Sheen, so that makes sense. And he gets ramping damage. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. He gets ramping damage out of that. Oof.
Pretty wild.
It is.
So there's not a handful of champions that are in the top tier that are building Navori. So I'm curious, do you think they need to change that? I feel like they just need to nerf.
They just need to nerf Gale Force.
Gale Force.
Either.
You think they drop the movement speed?
No, drop the. Actually, if you want to really like nerf it and like give people a decision to make, I think you just take 10 damage off the top.
40?
Yeah. And then you can give it everything else, but you take damage off the top because it's already a burst item with the passive, right? So and then it's already going to get damage from the mythic passive. So if you just take damage off the top, I think you might be able to. What's the cost of the other? Are they all 3,400? They are all 3,400.
Yeah.
Damn, I was gonna say you take damage off the top and then decrease the cost, but no, you have to leave the cost the same. Just drop some damage off of it. And I think you might start to see some changes. I think that's just.
I think in a world, I could see them dropping like 580 and then dropping like 2% movement speed.
Or what if they take 580 off the top and then change the mythic passive just to give 380 instead of 580 or something? But yeah, I could also see them dropping movement speed by like 2%.
Like a small number, but like it's gonna feel significant.
Because it's already up at 7. You just drop it to 5
7,
or something.
Yeah, 7. Is that what does Zeal give? How much is Zeal?
Zeal was 7. I don't remember what it is now.
Okay, Runeans gives 7%. Maybe Zeal is.
Let me see. I got Zeal stats 7%. Yeah, so you just have to drop Zeal by. No. What the fuck? Okay, Zeal says it gives 5% move speed.
Okay.
So yeah, upgrading it gives you the extra 2%. So yeah, you just take it off. Because RFC is giving 7, Phantom Dancer, Gale Force, Runan's giving 7. So yeah, you just take off 2% of that movement speed. That also would help.
I'd be curious though, because I wonder if they take off the 2%. Maybe they wouldn't do that because it is a Zeal item, so it wouldn't make sense. It would kind of suck that this is the only Zeal item that doesn't get the increase in movement speed.
Or you just drop 2% on all the items.
Then people will be really butthurt that you're not getting the increase from the. It's a well, you can't play it down. You know, Riot's gonna do some dumb shit.
Right. Well, I know the next patch coming up isn't gonna be super big. They're just trying to balance some of the stuff. It's not really like a big thing. It's more champions and then Ghost and Static Shiv. Not a whole lot anywhere else because it's a 3-week patch. So they do want to let some stuff kind of play out a little bit.
Is there any other? There's any other items that are standing out to you about like?
Shiv is like the fucking topic, right? I know a lot of people have been building Kraken Slayer too. I've been seeing that.
Yeah,
a lot.
that was my next one. The change from the magic damage to physical damage, was pretty big, And then of course Stormrazor got nerfed,
right. It's still getting built quite often, but Kraken Slayer is getting a better win rate, and obviously I think it depends on if you're a champion that's going to make use of the Energize versus a champion that's going to make use of repeated hits, right?
Yeah, so like what's the highest win rate?
Like Caitlyn's going to do really good with like Stormrazor, But
Right.
like other champions, like a Twitch, is gonna do better with Kraken Slayer.
Yeah, I could see non-mobile champions. I'm trying to look. I guess Ashe would be pretty good with Kraken Slayer.
Yeah, she's pretty good with it too because the keep rock.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Looks like I'm looking at Ashe's. Looks like it's first build and then Triforce.
that's usually
Rushed into
yeah.
Triforce.
A lot of people do that because you need the Noon Quiver, and then it's like, well, I'll just finish the Noon Quiver item because I'm better off getting a full item as opposed to half building 2 items, and especially an item like Trinity Force where you're really half building fucking 3 items just to build 1. Whereas most other items you're half building, you're building components for 1 item that could be split, but like Trinity Force is one of those like you have 3 distinctly different components, and so it's kind of a shitty item to build unless you can get most of it in one go.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, going Kraken Slayer first is a better return on your investment. It's a little bit cheaper, and then you can move into the Triforce passive and whatnot. And depending on what champion you are, probably most ADCs are going to rush Hearthstone anyways, or Hearthbound Axe. What do I call Hearthstone? Hearthbound Axe,
Right.
for the old Phage passive. So yeah, that's probably the way to do it. That makes sense.
I always slips my mind about the Kraken Slayer, the change where you do increase damage to this target.
Yeah,
That slips my mind every time. That's.
I mean, they had to give it something if they were going to get rid of the true damage, right?
Yeah, bringing it from a mythic. I always fucking with it. So good. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
All right, what other items are we looking at? It looks like, and I'm going back to just looking at global popularity. It looks like Shirelia's is still like supreme support item.
Yeah, I've seen that on a lot of champions, actually.
At least for enchanters. I know even Shroud is up there, but like I see Shirelia's and then I just scroll down. And maybe that has to do with support not being as popular, maybe.
Maybe.
Or not many champions, but like yeah, Shirelia's just feels really fucking good.
Yeah, surprisingly seeing Locket up there too, because a lot of champions that use Locket also can use Even Shroud, and a lot of them are opting for Even Shroud instead. Me personally, playing Rel, I'm opting for Even Shroud because I'm gonna go in and you're probably gonna CC me. So even if I don't CC you, you're probably gonna hit me, which means you're gonna start taking increased damage. So, go for it.
Why in the world does Night Harvester Ivern have a 58% win rate?
He lands a Q and just fucking deals
Nukes.
massive damage.
No,
You know what? He probably gets it on Daisy. That's probably why.
Damaging champion.
Yeah,
additional
because Daisy
extra-
counts as him damaging them. What did I find out? Oh, I heard something yesterday that one of Daisy's interactions, and I don't remember fucking what it was. And I was like, that's fucking busted. Fuck. I don't remember.
Okay.
I just remember thinking to myself, well, that's fucking sad. I was like in the middle of a game. Like, that's dumb.
Ooh, I wanted to. Maybe we have like 1 or 2 more. What did they do to? Remind me what they did to Cassante.
Oh, yeah.
Did they nerf his
Sante.
dashes?
I believe so. Let me get to it here.
I mean, keep in mind this again. We always talk about this champion as a pro play champion.
It was the cooldown on his dashes. 2.5 at each rank.
So his win rate is kind of dropping off.
A little bit.
46% win rate right now. But again, it's not reflective of... Well, we haven't seen him played on this patch in pro play.
Sure.
I think he's still OP in pro play, but...
I know their goal is to try to kind of keep him around 45 to 47% in terms of like where he's at for everybody, because that still affects pro play well enough, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like his top lane win rate is dropped by 1.88% in Plat Plus. His mid lane dropped 1.78, so more or less the same win rate drop. And I think the reason you're going to see his mid lane win rate a lot lower is because that's definitely a pro play adaptation that gets more difficult to use with a less coordinated team.
Agree. And then maybe we just talk about Zeri and Yumi just falling off a fucking cliff.
Off a fucking cliff. Yumi dropping almost 6% to 5.75%. And her ban rate is still up there. Plat Plus is still 23%. People just don't want to see that fucking champion.
Yeah, Zeri almost
4.5.
almost to 5%. Yeah, it's like 4.5. Pretty bad.
Yeah. Milio too. Oh, we didn't mention Milio.
Oh, he got dropped a little bit too.
He got, well, the crazy thing is he's still like an S tier pick, even with a 50% win rate. He's got a ban rate of almost 40% still, which is fucking nuts for a champion that got dropped off. So that just tells you this champion probably needs one more small little tuning thing to get him in line with the rest of the enchanters. But I'm sorry, you were talking about Yumi. I did not mean to cut you off from that.
No, it's fine. No, that's good to bring up Milio because like he was getting played a lot. This was like the first time we seen him in pro play because he was disabled all last split. But he's getting played a lot, and like I haven't finished it yet, but the new dive episode was out and they're talking about it. It's just like
it's not very fun to watch.
It's like he kind of doesn't suffer. He doesn't really have a weakness early game. He has his Q to poke. He has the shields. It gives him movement speed, right? What is it?
Yeah, it gives you movement speed.
Warm hugs.
Yeah. Yep.
And then the W heals.
The W heal. Yeah, it's like an AOE heal per tick.
It moves with you, right?
Yeah.
And then
and it gives you range.
And then yeah, right. Okay, yeah. See that was big too. Like no fucking. And then the ulti, AOE heal and an AOE cleanse, and it's like
it's pretty disgusting.
He's pretty like I don't want to say over. Maybe he just feels overloaded. Like he does too many things right or like well.
That's fair.
Too many things well. But yeah, he got dropped off. Went from 53 to about 50 or 47. Oh no, I'm looking at Zeri. My bad. Yeah, he dropped down by 2, so he's at a 50%.
Right.
But no, yeah, Zeri, Yumi. Oh man, that change. The Triforce or the Sheen change.
Yes.
Big.
To Zeri. Yeah. Yeah. Purple was playing Zeri with the Triforce, and I was like, oh yeah, you can't do that anymore. It doesn't work like it used to. He's like, what? And
wait, you're telling me he doesn't listen to our episodes?
I guess not, dude. I guess not, man. I don't know.
You're fired. No, it's big. And then just going back to looking at Yumi, and I think you said it, like it's still you max Q, E, it's all the way until you can't.
Right.
And then you lose all that heal and shield power. It's fucking bad. I'm happy about it because I hate these champions. They're just not fun to watch. Fucking like champion highlight reel. And I'm like, oh, I think I said the other time, it's like, because we were looking at the pentakills, right? It's like, oh, cool, they got another pentakill.
Right.
Was it the player or was it the champions? Champions.
Gotta be the champ. Or yeah, champs. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Is
You're right.
Is Champ there?
Champ? Who's Champ?
That question will be answered. Yeah. Yeah, it feels bad for these champions. I have no idea what the fuck they're going to try to do because it feels like they just kind of getting yo-yoed back and forth.
A little bit.
And it
yeah.
Crazy there's 2 champions too. Like, I don't know. It's not good.
It's not, but that's okay. We'll move on to some other more broken shit, I'm sure. It happens every time.
I think that's enough. That's good for going over this. We got a lot done.
Yeah.
I'm surprised because on Tuesdays the PBE gets updated. I'm surprised we haven't gotten anything about the new champion yet. And I think
it's because
possibly next week when the patch comes out.
Yeah, probably. And then let us stew on it for 3 weeks.
Yeah, that'd probably be. I'm stoked. I'm ready for a new champion. We haven't had a new champion since Milio.
Right. And Milio just barely got enabled for pro play, so.
Let me see. Yeah, Milio came out in March, so it's been about 3 months. We haven't had a champion in 3 months.
That's about
so,
right. About one a quarter.
I mean,
That's about right.
Yeah, but they were cranking them out. Was it last year? Zeri came out, and then Renata immediately came out.
Right.
And then was it what's her name? The Void Monster.
Belveth.
Yeah, I think Yeah, it felt like they were cranking them out, but they're slowing down, and then it's also they're not fucking doing. They're slowing down on new champs, but they're very slow on ASUs and the updates. And so it's like, what are you guys doing over there? Huh?
They're trying to get people in with new champs instead of doing the updates, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Oh, Riot. Oh, I think that's it.
Yeah.
That's
all I've got,
so,
dude.
guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, rate, review, wherever you are watching or listening right now. Said at the beginning, hit that link tree, come join the Discord. Make sure you're in there. If you want a chance to win Diablo 4, it is fucking addicting. That's all I've been playing. I've hardly been playing League. I've been playing like one game every other day, which is probably good for my mental health.
That's probably not a bad thing.
Yeah. You were mentioning you're getting closer.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of solo queue actually.
There you go.
And it's interesting because I go on these little win one, lose one, win one, lose one, but like you're still making up a decent amount of LP at that point. You like when you win one, lose one, I think you're still gaining like a net 6. And then if you win 2, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Now I've got not just like 20, I got 32, total gain. So I've been trying out the more of a 3-block structure and not just mindlessly clicking next to fucking win. And also been playing a lot of fucking Rel. Rel is really fucking strong right now. And if I'm not playing Rel, I'm playing Nico, and if I'm not playing Nico, I'm playing Heimerdinger, which is like no one's playing Heimerdinger support, and people are just get fucking upset in the lobby. It's kind of funny. And like you don't even have to do anything really well. It's just that Heimerdinger's so fucking annoying.
Right.
Although I did have one game where I accidentally tilted my own fucking ADC because they didn't know how to farm when there's a Heimerdinger on the map. Then he just started yelling at me. I'm like, oh,
typical
God.
Tyler stealing their ADC.
Well, the thing is, I wasn't even stealing the farm. It's that they weren't getting the farm. They were missing it because they don't understand the damage. And they're playing Ezreal. I'm like, bro, you have a Q and an auto attack, and it's like boom, boom. You can't fuck that up, dude. But
we're getting there. We're gonna get you the gold. Make sure you get.
I'm getting there. I'm up into, where am I up at now? Silver 2 with 16 LP, so I could do it. I got how many days left in the? Let's see. I've got 27 days.
There you go.
And
no problem.
Let's see. These started last week on 6/12. I had 97 LP in Silver 4. And I'm up to 16 LP in Silver 2, and it only took 5 days to do it, so I think if I continue this trend, right, I think if I continue this trend, I'll be in good shape. Nautilus is another champion I've been playing. When I don't like the idea of playing Rel into a certain matchup, I've been picking Nautilus, and that's pretty fucking disgusting too, so.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get some more gameplays out for you too, guys. So yeah, we will be back on Friday for champion review, unless some calamity happens and we need to talk about it instead of.
I think we might be down on calamities for a little bit, but who
yeah,
fucking
hopefully.
knows, dude? Because
who knows?
There's been some shit. So
yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you on Friday, and good luck in your games.
Later, y'all.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to like the video and sub to the channel if you haven't already. Click right here to see the previous episode of the According to Low Elo podcast. Click right here to see the most recent gameplay video. Thanks again.